Beach's own Ernie Abbott's in the house. That's right, Ernie Abbott from WEJA Radio, 3 p.m. every day from 3 to 5, Monday through Thursday. And, of course, with me on Fridays, it's Sands and Abbott, a conversation at 3 p.m. right here on the Sandsnet Radio Network. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, Apocalypse number one. Imagine that. It's been a while, Apocalypse, since you became number one. But, ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening to the show out there and you haven't joined our chat room as of yet, all you need to do is just go in, start an account on Spreaker. It takes a few clicks, doesn't cost you a dime, just a little time to set it up. Get yourself a password, your email, and you're set up and you're going. You have a Spreaker account, and then you can join the fun in the chat room. Get to know everybody over here if you don't already, and it's just great. Northern Ireland, no England for Peter Boy Radio. I knew I had it wrong, so that's why I said let me straighten the record out publicly so that we get it right out there. Peter Boy was in Northern Ireland right now. Thank you, buddy. And you can check out Peter Boy's show as well. Give me the times and dates there, Peter Boy, so we can let everybody know when you're on and what's going on over there. All right. Thank you for joining us all the way from, I was going to say it again, Northern Ireland. That's right. That's where he's from. Northern Ireland. England, no! Northern Ireland. Yes, that's where he's calling from. We've got people calling in and listening and stopping into the chat room from all over the globe. From Jamaica right through the Netherlands. I mean, it's amazing. Cairo, all over the planet. So we've made a lot of friends and across the globe. But thank you for joining us tonight. As I said, it's October 20th. I can't believe this already. The midterm elections is just a couple of weeks away. Halloween to follow. Well, prior to that, Halloween is just about a week and a half away. So yeah, less than that, about a week and a half. 7 days, 27th. Yeah, about 10 days, 11 days from now. Halloween will be upon us. And then, of course, the midterm elections. Seems things are heating up out there. All we need to do is get the conservative folk, to put it mildly, to get out and vote, get the vote out, and I think we'll be okay. We can box this president for the next 2 years and maybe get some stuff done in the process. And if he wants to veto whatever it is the Senate and the House, should we take back the Senate, then that's up to him. That'll be on his legacy, and I don't think he's about to do that. But anyway, well, we know you're always number one, Sweet Smiles, but tonight Apocalypse has the title is his. All right. Tonight, we're going to talk about a couple of things tonight. One is there seems to be, they keep saying there's war on women, there's war on women, there's war on women. There's more a war on Christians than there is a war on women, but that's not what well, in a way it is what we're going to be talking about tonight a little bit. It's actually about what's going on with how a city threatens to arrest ministers who refuse to perform same-sex weddings, okay, or marriages. That's what we're going to talk about tonight. And then later on, we're going to give you some good advice, or not so much advice as it is information for those of you who either own homes or planning to own a home very soon, or know anybody that owns a home, family member. This is information that you're going to want to get on to them, okay? It's something that you really could use, and at this point in time in this country. So stick around for that. And who knows what else is going to happen on this show. I mean, this show takes a turn every time we come on the air. We never know what's going to happen. We may plan a couple of things to do, but it just, I mean, we get through what we want to get through, but it seems that this show just takes on a life of its own, and that's what we love about it, because that's what you guys want. So there you have it. Okay. let's see. Shall we get started? I don't know. Yeah, let me see what's going on in the chat, what they're talking about. They're still getting their highs and hellos in. Let's see. Catch of the day. Oh, Brown-Eyed Girl has joined us. Good evening. Peter Boy wants me to get Ernie on the phone. Well, that's up to Ernie there, Peter Boy. I don't know. Brown-Eyed Girl is excited about Halloween. Sweet Smile says she's voting. That's a good thing. We want you all to go out there and vote. They're still doing their hellos. Apocalypse, that's what we're going to talk about, Apocalypse. Whether they can arrest ministers and churches for failing to perform mandates by our judicial branch. Now, these are not laws, we all know, that are passed by the people or the states, but, there are referendums passed by voters that have been overruled by judges. And we're going to talk about that tonight a little bit. And gay marriage, I guess, in general. Okay? Let's see. Ernie has an announcement. Uh-oh. Well, I'm going to leave that to him to get out. Mr. Peter Boy from Peter Boy Radio in Northern Ireland. So we'll wait on that. If he wants to call, Ernie will call and he'll let us know. So, all right, we might as well get the gay mafia. What, Aaron, what are you talking about? I was talking about the gay mafia. I don't know what he's talking about. Anyway. I tell you, these people, they're amazing in this chat room. They really are. We get great people here. They listen, they come, they take part, if it's not in the chat, on the phones, or by emails, whatever. But they're here and they're a part of the show all the time. And I want to thank you all for that. I really, really do. Thank you. All right, let's get this road on the show, because I got a funny feeling this subject is going to really dominate this evening, if you will. If you'll forgive the pun, dominate. Okay, never mind. There is an article on the internet in the major news services. This is by Todd's American Dispatch by Todd Starnes, published today, and you can catch it on the net. It says, city threatens to arrest ministers who refuse to perform same-sex weddings. Let me see. Hold on a second here. See how long this is and if it's worth. Okay, let that play out there. Well, let's just read the article and we'll take it from there. You know what? Let me just play this and then we'll read the article and we'll discuss it. So you guys better take notes. All right. Okay, here we go.
He is saying no. Fox News Radio's Todd Starnes has been following this story. He joins us right now with the very latest, and he is the author of Godless America. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Welcome back to New York City from Los Angeles.
Thank goodness. Nothing like the red eye.
All right, and congrats on the book.
You've been out in Idaho, and this husband and wife ministers, they've operated this place called the Hitchin Post for years. And now they're in trouble because they do not want to perform same-sex marriages.
That's right, and it wasn't a big issue until a few weeks ago when the law went into effect legalizing same-sex marriages. And the rule there, they have a non-discrimination law in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, says if you've been 180 days in jail, if you get 180 days in jail if you disobey the law, and you also get a $1,000 daily fine. So this is the big issue they're facing there in Idaho.
Okay, and by the way, we should point out that the rustling you just heard, Todd's microphone. We fixed it.
I attacked him.
She fixed it.
All right. So, look, this is a very interesting legal story, and, from my perspective as an attorney. But, they're going to try and, I guess, maybe try and get around this some way. Steve and I were talking about it earlier.
That's right. Here's the issue. This is a for-profit wedding chapel. So even though they're ordained Christian ministers, they do have to abide by the public accommodation law, which is a part of this non-discrimination ordinance that's in the town. So this is going to be a big issue. They filed a federal lawsuit on Friday, also filed a restraining order so that the couple will not face the fines, and they also won't be thrown in jail if, in fact, the city decides to go after them.
Kimberly and I were talking about this in the commercial break. If they didn't want to do what the law says they have to do, why don't they just become a church?
Yeah, or chapel, something of that sort in that way.
And here's where it gets really interesting. Most Protestant ministers who actually have a church charge for wedding ceremonies. So would they be, in effect, responsible for providing that service to a same-sex couple?
Because money exchanges hands.
And look, this is what I predicted in my book, God Bless America, that the next big issue, the next big battleground would be these churches where the LGBT activist would be going forward and saying, hey, look, if you're going to do this for heterosexual couples, you've got to do it for gay couples.
But right now the law is clear.
The law is clear, and so it'll be interesting to see how this plays out in the federal court. The Alliance Defending Freedom representing this couple, they filed the lawsuit late Friday night. This could be very interesting, especially coming on the heels of what happened in Houston, where they've subpoenaed those pastors, their sermons, and now their speeches that deal with homosexuality.
Yeah, this is a unique case. I think this is interesting in terms of, legal perspective and the ramifications for it. We've seen it right here, with this couple.
That's right.
Todd, thank you very much for joining us live and messing with your microphone.
Yes.
Never a dull moment around here.
Never.
And there you have it. What say you? We'll leave it to the guys in the chat. I'm going to read the article by Todd Starnes, who you just heard. We'll read it together, and then we will debate it a little bit. And the article reads, 2 Christian ministers who own an Idaho wedding chapel were told that they had to either perform same-sex weddings or face jail time and up to a $1,000 fine, according to a lawsuit filed Friday in federal court. The Alliance Defending Freedom is representing Donald and Evelyn Knapp, ordained ministers who own the Hitching Post Wedding Chapel in Coeur d'Alene. Right now, they are at risk of being prosecuted, their ADF attorney Jeremy Tedesco said. The threat of enforcement is more than just credible. According to the lawsuit, the wedding chapel is registered with the state as a quote-unquote religious corporation, limited to performing one-man, one-woman marriages as defined by the Holy Bible, unquote. But the chapel is also registered as a for-profit business, not as a church or place of worship, and city officials said that means that the owners must comply with a local non-discrimination ordinance. That ordinance, passed last year, prohibits discrimination based on sexual orientation, and it applies to housing, employment, and public accommodation. City Attorney Warren Wilson told the Spokesman Review in May that the Hitching Post Wedding Chapel likely would be required to follow the ordinance. Quote, I would think that the Hitching Post would probably be considered a place of public accommodation that would be subject to the ordinance, he said. He also told television station KXLY that any wedding chapel that turns away a gay couple would in theory be violating the law, unquote, and you're looking at a potential misdemeanor citation, he said. Wilson confirmed to Knapp, my worst fear, that even ordained ministers would be required to perform same-sex weddings. Quote, Wilson also responded that Mr. Knapp was not exempt from the ordinance because the Hitching Post was a business and not a church, the lawsuit states. And if he refused to perform the ceremonies, Wilson reportedly told the minister that he would be fined up to $1,000 and up to 180 days in jail. Now, all of that was a moot point because until last week, gay marriage was not legal in Idaho. And here comes the crux to the situation, ladies and gentlemen. The U.S. Court of Appeals of the Ninth Circuit, let me say that again, the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Ninth Circuit issued an order on May 13th allowing same-sex marriages to commence in Idaho on October 15. 2 days later, the folks at the hitching post received a telephone call. A man had called to inquire about a same-sex wedding ceremony. The hitching post declined, putting it in violation of said law. City officials did not respond to any request for